So, Allan, would you start us off, please?
Yeah, should I do the that song I was doing before?
Sure, why not?
So we don't have a name for our podcast yet, but
Well,
we'll make one.
we have a subject for this one anyway.
Okay, I'll do the intro music. You ready? Welcome to Ryan and Allan's podcast.
Yep. Morning or afternoon. Good day, hello, everyone. So we're going to be just talking about a random subject that came to mind. Sort of a fanfic sort of idea.
Yep. So our podcast in general it would encapsulate a lot of things that you enjoy doing, which is like fan fiction,
Anime,
manga.
Normally fiction that is of interest to me is obviously anime related. There will be other variants, of course.
Yep. So like basically fiction stuff that you're interested in is what we'll be talking about.
Yes.
And my role, as I was saying before, is to I guess ask questions that might sometimes sound silly, but because you're so into all of it, and like you'll be in this universe and then you'll swap over this one, and
indeed.
the viewers, if they're not into that,
if they're not particularly informed of the said fictional universe in question, you'll be able to ask that certain question.
So I can dumb it down a bit for the audience if they're not into all the fiction that you're into, and also just to slow you down, just to dumb you down a bit too, because you jump around a lot. So
yes, and I am tired today, so I might be jumping out a lot.
Yep, cool.
Anyway.
All right, so I had the title for our first one written, but it's in my phone.
Yes,
so I can't see it.
But we will not.
What do you want to talk about today?
So, I was going to think of talking about a fan fiction that I may or may not plan to write called The Last Dragons. Basically,
okay, so when you say write, like we were saying before,
I might write it, I might not.
Yeah.
It's mostly an idea that I came up with, but it is
so it's like I'll let you run in a bit, but like your idea of writing is like creating the thing, not necessarily writing it down.
Indeed.
Just so people know, but just let's run with it. Tell me what you're working on.
So the first idea is it's a combination of the Wizarding World from Harry Potter and Jackie Chan adventures from obviously the series itself. However, with small alterations to each story, such as I'm not fully sure what to work with, honestly.
Working it out as we go along.
Indeed.
So basically got two worlds, and I sometimes get confused with all the Dungeons and Dragons.
Effectively,
and stuff.
will be the two worlds be in the same setting.
Yeah. So
given the nature of the Wizarding World and the nature of Jackie Chan's adventures, it seems very much ideal since they're both in the same modern day and age. However, there are elements to this
I suppose Harry Potter is, in the modern day.
Yeah. But in this case, it is fast-forwarded a little, given that originally, if I remember correctly, like, Harry Potter was in the earlier days setting?
I think in Harry Potter, not that I've really watched much of it, but there's it's set in modern day times, or like at least like 60s to now, which is modern. But then the other world that they go to is like, it has all the hallmarks of like a really old place, like maybe a couple hundred years old.
Yeah, indeed. And
just one other thing before we go further.
Yes.
So you're saying Harry Potter in the Jackie Chan world.
Yes.
Sometimes, like in Dungeons and Dragons, you would like teleport between them.
Indeed.
Or like go between. But what you're saying, I think,
they're both ideally the same world.
Yeah, it's the one world, but so it's your world that you've created as bits and pieces from both.
Well, I haven't created it. They're both from those certain fictional stories. Oh dear.
But the idea of putting them together you've created, like no one else has done that.
Yeah, that's basically my concept, is like smush them together, basically.
Okay. And your character, is that a character that already exists, or are you making it up?
It's a complete original character, OC, and that one is just mostly me.
Yep.
However,
as in, what do you mean? You like
original character, basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not a self-insert, mind you. Can't really do that.
Yeah. So this is. We were talking about something today. You're working. This is different.
Effectively.
And you can make it up as we go. That's all good. I like that.
Yeah, but
so tell us about this character then.
Well, Morgan Le Fay, and yes, dear viewers, if you know who that is, because Allan didn't know, that would be a sort of rip-off of the Morgana character from just any mythological story of King Arthur and the
dragon writer.
Pendragon.
The Pendragon. Yeah, I only learned that today. So we've got a few more worlds coming in.
It still grinds against me like it's like a damn nail into a head.
That's all right. All right, so describe this character then, to the viewers, because I don't really understand any of that.
Well,
just like, what does he look like? What does he look like?
Well, dark brown hair, bluish green eyes, blue greenish eyes. Yeah. We're talking about maybe 6 feet tall, generally, maybe a little lower.
Yeah.
And not going to describe his weight.
Well, you can do that.
Really?
Is he like buff, or is he fat, or is he skinny?
Skinny.
6 foot tall, blue green eyes.
Yeah. We're talking about
What does he wear?
Well, I'd have to say a lot of anime shit. Like, he wears the t-shirt that would get him bullied in school, and if he gave a crap, or if he really was any more annoying, he'd certainly be Americaned out of the world.
Okay, so like modern sort of anime stuff.
Yeah, effectively. Good, lucky for him that...
can we do up that window so we can't hear that shit? Oh. Yep.
So effectively, very weeaboo type character.
Weeaboo.
Effectively, guy who was really, really into anime.
Okay. So what we got so far is we're in a world that is a combination of Harry Potter and
Jackie Chan.
I don't understand that one, but we get there.
And
the character's name is
Morgan Le Fay.
Le Fay.
Yes.
And he's from another world, but we don't have to talk about that.
No, he's from the same world.
But did you make up that name, or did it come...
It's the same. Yeah, I made up the Morgan part, but effectively it's just like Morgana, but getting rid of the A.
Yeah, but I don't know Morgana. But so tell me more about this person. So like does he have like an objective that he wants to get done in this world?
Objective, no. He's more like just a drifter mostly. He doesn't really know what he's doing.
Okay.
Like, he's... And plus he's a teenager, so he doesn't really know, Oh, wait. Are we talking like the middle part or the origin story?
Well, let's talk about the origin stories.
Yeah, he's in his teens when he gets involved, I guess.
So in the present moment in this story, which is game-like.
Effectively, teen.
He's a teen.
Still in school.
So he's still in school.
And effectively, no idea what...
Is it a magic school? Like
normal
Hogwarts?
school.
Normal school?
We're talking like, not a special school, mind you. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are two types of special schools. There's special skill and special school. But anyway, so he's basically a normal kid.
Yep. Okay.
He's just boring, effectively. Boring.
So we've spoken about the hero's journey before, which is like that template that can be put onto a lot of different...
I watched it.
No, it's like a... I don't think it's a movie. It's like a fundamental template.
There's a video for it.
Yeah, I think we've watched it.
I haven't.
Anyway, in the hero's journey, the first part of that is generally the main character is like calm, drifting, nothing, like it's just a...
Calm, drifting, yeah, no, that's exactly him.
Yep.
Except replace calm with boring and bored.
Boring, bored, okay. And that's him. So that's not enough for a story. What?
Not enough. So effectively, so basically, this is what he knows of now. He's in a family. He's obviously adoptive. I mean, every other family member is blonde, and Dad's hair is like, don't know. He's bald.
Green. Yep. Yep. So he's in an adopted family.
Yeah, he can tell, like, two siblings. No, wait. Well, one sibling and twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's a bit bored and boring. So
well, no, the family is very safety driven. Basically, unless they know that a place is safe, they won't exactly go out too much.
Yep.
Basically, and the reason he's so boring is because he just focused on video games too much and manga and such. Okay. And he does pass on the opportunity for fun once in a while, but in later years he pretty much
I thought we found a quiet spot. Jeez Louise. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, drill.
Do you want to do it at the window?
If I do out that window, we're going to be suffocating here.
That'll be alright for 10 minutes, won't it?
We're going to be in here longer than that, buddy.
Okay, alright.
Anyway, so let me think.
So, I've got a question.
Yes.
I've got a question. So, I know what world he's in, basically.
So you're wondering what's so different about him that doesn't make him boring?
Yeah, just give me one characteristic of like how he's a little bit different to everyone else.
Well,
I think you've already mentioned that he likes reading manga and computer games.
Yes. And if he is given a chance to do something without consequences, or at least get away with it, he's going to do it.
Okay, so he's a bit of a risk taker.
Well, no, he's more like... so, effectively, let me word this correctly.
I'm listening. Yeah.
He basically bug bombed the classroom without getting caught.
Bug bombed the classroom. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So effectively, got out of school for the week because it's like, oh no, it was an attack. Thankfully, he used gloves and avoided the cameras.
Yeah.
Don't know where he got the bug bomb though.
The bug bombs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think you're going down the line of what I was going to ask, which is inside.
Effectively, when it comes to getting away with something, he's pretty much shameless.
Okay.
Effectively, if he could get away with something, he would straight up do it.
An opportunist. Yep. So that is that a positive or a negative attribute of this guy?
Negative, mostly negative, given that when he's given the option to do...
What the hell's going on here?
Bad luck.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Of course, he's not completely immoral. He's just...
Yep. All right, keep going. So he's not completely immoral. Tell me. So that's his dark side. Tell me about his light side.
Light side. Well, he really, really likes heroes. Like to the point where, if it came to a moral strife, it's like he'll argue his case to the end. Oh, effectively, imagine. So it's both a good and bad thing because on the plus side, he's not gonna break his
That's annoying. Anyway, keep going.
So effectively, yes, if he was given the choice to do good in video games, he's gonna do it. If he's basically gonna have an argument with someone, he's gonna put his foot down.
Okay, so he's like I would say
it's a friend breaker, effectively.
He's a strong character.
He's strong-willed when it comes to something that he thinks is heroic, and he's read a lot of comics and a lot of. Okay,
so he's got.
If there's one thing he studies that is not manga, anime, or what stuff, it's moral philosophy.
Okay, so he I think a good thing about this character is he's like ready to learn. So he learns through his manga, through the stuff that he watches, and he's got good role models. So like he's willing to learn and, because and has positive role
effectively
models.
He really loves heroes, like loves them to death.
Okay, cool. So I've got an idea of who he is. I've got an idea of where he is. And my next question would be like, if something went wrong in this world with Morgan Le Fay, is that his name?
How so?
No, if something went wrong, what could go wrong?
Well, many things, since he's simply a normal person. Uh,
Oh, our car just started.
yeah, the car started.
So then now we get the engine of our story is going, a bit like this car. So what would be the inciting incident? Like what goes wrong for him to have to get out of his comfort zone?
Well, the first thing that gives him some so as you know, alcohol is pretty much liquid courage at this point, correct?
At this point,
yeah. So in this case, first he needs a form of liquid courage to basically step up from his palate, then
step up from.
Basically, what he's been doing that was outside his comfort zone is, effectively, if there was bullies, he never directly confronted them. He just because, effectively, thin muscle, big muscle. Doesn't look like much, but it's a big difference.
Huh?
So, this big, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
This big.
Yeah. Oh, he's big.
No, he's this big.
He's skinny.
He's skinny.
Skinny teenager.
The people he sees bullying people are
bigger.
Yes.
Okay, so
if not physically, then mentally.
Okay,
well,
so
rarely mentally,
okay,
you
so
know.
He's a teenager, and it sounds as though he may soon be going on an adventure, and something that he has to overcome would be maybe his physical makeup and his mental stuff. So he's been working on the mental stuff maybe through the stuff he's reading.
Well, technically, yeah. Mm-hmm. But the core aspect is he's just generally he's weird.
He's weird.
Yeah.
So that's like something.
That's a part of his shamelessness when it is opportunist. Effectively, if he like I said, he gets away with it, he's doing it.
Okay.
Right. If he can mean bomb every email account in the world, do it.
Yeah. Okay.
On that
note,
so the inciting incident that got him the first step out of his comfort zone.
Yeah. What is it?
That is more than enough light, you bastard.
Yeah.
Greedy prick. So, the inciting incident. Basically, kind of felt tired after one particular class. Who on earth is drilling at this hour?
I know, it's pretty annoying though. Anywho, we could describe a day. Like a day, he wakes up, he goes to school, or he watches a bit of fan fiction or something.
Well, no. Yeah, so basically woke up. So basically, he's going through his normal routine. Mm-hmm. Talk to his one of his few friends, probably just the one.
Yep. Online. Does he talk to his best friend online?
Yeah, no. He only has one friend.
Okay.
Online. He has more friends online, but he has one friend that is like he talks legitimately with.
Yep. And he wakes up on this day, and does he chat to his good friend?
Well, I wouldn't say good friend, more like...
sounds good.
Well, they do talk to him, but they're mostly doing it because they have a sort of common ground.
Okay. Cool.
But effectively, they're not extreme as he is, and at least he's kind enough to not, abuse that relationship.
Yep.
Again,
so he says like a trusted friend.
Yep, trusted friend.
An accomplice, sort of.
Yep.
All right.
Basically, his friend's the one who just has all the equipment. Of course, he does, help out whenever his other friend needs help.
So what's something that his friend can do that he can't do, or he may look up to his friend?
Okay, so his friend is basically... He got unlimited supplies to the hardware store his family runs.
That's handy.
Yeah. His friend's also much, much more creative than him. Effectively, when they needed a small intervention, or invention in this case, his friend basically got duct tape, some wire, some strings, and... Well, if Morgan didn't have his friend that day, he would have to forego his bug bomb plan.
Oh, I forgot about the bug bombs.
Yes. But, yeah, effectively, his friend is just generally, when it comes to all other attributes, his friend is just slightly better than him, but otherwise Morgan's just incredibly, I wouldn't say short-sighted, but if he's going to take a risk, he's going to take it if he needs to. But he's never. But that's what he believes, not what what he's actually done yet.
Mm-hmm. So I got a question.
Yeah.
So if we're not going forward in the story yet, we can go.
No.
We can go backwards. So we sort of got an idea of who he is and where he lives. I know that you like a good flashback,
Mm-hmm.
and a good origin story. So can you let us know a little bit before, like, just give us a flashback of his younger years? So he's a teenager now, but just let us know something that might have happened in his younger years, formative years, if you will.
As in, what was the incident that caused him to drip into manga and such, or
Yeah, something that just like was instrumental in creating who he is now.
well,
Oops. Yep.
well,
Was there an incident, a
Well-
person?
more than one, obviously, but
Go on, tell
I'm
me.
just going to state it to three simple ones, and I'm going to start with the first light-hearted one.
Go on.
So effectively, he made more friends when he was younger, of course, like 20 times more friends.
That's a common thing. When you're younger, it's easy to make friends. So he had a lot of friends, yep.
Yeah, so he was very active.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, most parents would think he's just like, the kid has stamina for days.
Mm-hmm. ADHD, got it.
Levels, yeah.
Mm.
Effectively, he would go on the monkey bars. He would jump across. He'd jump across. He'd jump across on top of the. So if there was a structure for a playground,
Mm-hmm.
he'd be jumping all over it. Of course, he did fall over once or twice, but effectively, he didn't suffer so much as a bruise then.
Okay. Now, because I'm a negative sort of guy, sometimes, is there anything bad that happened to this guy in his past, in his childhood years?
That would be the third one. Don't you worry.
Okay, well, let's go the middle one.
Hold, and effectively, made 3 good friends on that day.
Mhm.
They pretty much stuck with him for his formative years.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the main story. This is why I'm creating suspense here.
Go on.
Yes. So, after that, so back to the main story. Him and his friend basically done normal work, except the difference was Jim started on the first session for the day, and he's like, "Oh no, God,
Is this-
why?"
Uh,
Effectively, Jim doesn't normally start at the start of the day because he's always trying to avoid it as much as possible.
so are we talking about in the past?
The present.
Oh, so we're back in the present. Okay, so
Effectively, him and his friend basically totally flunked it. I mean, he went at it, but he totally dropped 10 minutes in.
dropped. What do you mean?
Basically, since he's been focused so much on his manga and such,
Yeah.
he's been actively. Well, let me put it this way: his body isn't up for strenuous activities.
Okay, so he's been doing a lot of sedentary activities, and then on gym day he goes and does gym and hits the wall, if you will.
Yeah, effectively.
His
The good
friend
news
does
is
as well.
the good news is that he also pretty much forgot to eat breakfast.
All right,
Yeah, every damn day.
all right. So what I'm looking for,
What's changed?
because I think the difference with you and me, sometimes I like a good story, which goes through the process of like something happening and they've got to solve it. You've got a really strong game mind, so games and stories overlap. The game.
I'm not done yet with the gym part.
I'm not done either. So I'm just saying that you're quite good at gaming mind, where there's like heaps of variabilities and heaps of things that could happen. So what I'm looking for, right, and you're probably going to tell me now, what I'm looking for now is like, where's the story going to go? Like, there's a problem that he has to solve, or some big thing goes wrong. He goes on an adventure.
Well, we're not even going to get to that point yet.
That's okay.
Because we're still in stage 0, the prologue.
Prologue.
Yes.
Are
Prologue.
you prolonging the prologue?
Anyway.
Yeah, keep going.
So, yeah, basically, none of his bullets go after him, obviously, because, you know, that if there was a bully, they're not after him yet. They'd probably go after him after he pranked them for bullying another kid if they found out about him, but haven't yet.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's difficult to get a story going, sometimes it can be good to put a bit of effort into who the anti-hero, but who's the
Antithesis?
antagonist. Protagonist, we know him. Who would be his biggest enemy? Is it his someone in his family? Is it a friend that was a friend and has changed into deceiving him? Is it someone he's just about to meet and he's going to use all his skills to beat the shit out of him? Is it someone that is PE teacher? Is it someone in the Harry Potter universe? Is it someone in the Jackie Chan universe? Like, who's his enemy? Tell me about his enemy.
You mean so you're not talking about an enemy that will be, you know, one-sided afterwards, yeah?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Basically, do you want it to be, are you looking for the exact opposite of him?
Sometimes heroes are the exact opposite.
I mean as in his exact counter.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes...
What's the red thing?
Red thing?
Yeah.
I think it just means it's recording.
It wasn't before?
I don't know, until you mucked around with it. I'm pretty sure it is. It's gone away now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's working.
I pressed the button.
If there was sometimes it's... I heard before you said he has heroes. So it might be like his hero, the opposite of his hero, maybe.
Effectively, that will be... If you want me to talk about that now, I will, but...
All right.
Do you want to hear that now?
Yeah, and then we'll probably finish up soon. But before we even get to the inciting incident, we could do that in the next episode. But like now, you could just tell me like someone that could be his enemy in the future.
So when he gained his powers,
yep,
they only came up because it sensed danger. The problem was that the danger could never be sensed until recently. And this danger has been trying to suppress his pretty much innate ridiculous levels of stockpiled energy he has built up for various reasons. And so his body is physically weak. By the way, I should mention that was going to be flashback number 3.
What do you want to do that now, or do you want to tell me about the other stuff? It's up to you.
Yep, let me just...
Number 3.
So,
flashback number 3?
The flashback number 2... Quick pro. So, basically... That was... So when flashback 1 was him at 5 years old. This is him at 7? Yeah. So 2 years after he found his 5 good friends. And effectively, he's... They're practically parkouring all over the forest and some parts of their family home. Kids basically bouncing around, reading books, and... Two of his friends are deeply into anime and just like really want to see how it ends. And this was like Naruto or some other animes, and he found it cool too. But
so he was not in Naruto; he's reading Naruto.
He wasn't into reading it. He was like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty cool." Not my type of thing, but effectively, he never liked anime fully. He found it interesting, found it cool, but he never enjoyed it.
Okay. Nice.
And so we're back to the present.
Okay. So in that flashback, what I'm getting from it is he. It sounds like he's been learning a lot from the things that him and his friends are into. So like anime. What was the other one?
Anime, manga,
anime, manga, Naruto,
fictional stories.
So they all do parkour, and they
parkour. They jumped around. They were pretty much a group of friends that really enjoyed each other's presence, and yeah.
Okay.
But that's when.
So it sounds like some developing years. So like he's learning some skills, some alliances with his 5 friends.
Well, given it's the modern world, it's not really alliance. It's just friendship.
Just friendship. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like building some friendships, learning some physical skills, learning a lot about the lessons in manga.
Yeah.
And anime. And sounds like they could be useful as he moves forward in his story, but that's his second flashback. Is there space for a third flashback that tells us more about who he is?
Year 10.
Oh yes, as in 10 years old.
Yeah, 3 years after.
Oh yeah, go on, tell us.
I was really gonna save this gonna save this.
That's all right.
But seems like I have to expose it a little early. Because of someone.
It's all right.
Do you want me to build it up, or do you just want me to go straight there?
It's completely up to you.
Anyway, so after gym he went straight to algebra and just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, no, a small nap before the teacher notices. And pretty much as soon as he blacked out, he heard the word yell, "Morgan!" And he's like, "What?"
Oh, this is good.
And basically, when he looked up, he did see his teacher, but he also saw what looked like to him a gray text box with green writing in it.
Is this in his field? Is this in his field of vision?
Yes, it's right in front of him, but like it's transparent.
Like a digital interface.
It's like,
yep.
And at the end, to him it said, "Innate ability released."
Oh, this is good. You got 7 minutes more. Go.
Yeah.
Unleash the power of storytelling. Go.
Yes. Innate ability unlocked. A status system available. He's like, what? And right then, the teacher threw the chalk so hard. Basically, the students always thought, why didn't this man go on the baseball team? With how hard he could throw that damn chalk, he could easily because he threw that thing so hard he went, sorry, sir.
And I'm liking where this is going. However, has Morgan ever seen this digital interface? So he's just like drifting off to sleep, and this new digital interface comes up that says status available.
Status menu available.
Okay. So
status menu released.
Oh, nice. So I can imagine he'd probably get a shock from the chalk, but he'd probably also get a shock from like, holy shit, I didn't realize I had this.
Yeah. Effectively, he hit the chalk him in the head, and right now he thought that he had so much sleep depravity that he was hallucinating at first. Of course, the chalk straight ahead just.
Did the chalk?
It shattered on impact.
Did it make the digital interface go away?
No, it went through the digital interface.
Okay. I reckon if that was me, do you want to know how I would react in that situation? If I was like drifting up to sleep in class and then the teacher threw the chalk at my head and I woke up, I'd be like, that'd hurt, and I'd be like, oh shit. But I'd also be like, holy dooly, I just thought, am I hallucinating? And then I would probably want to get out of the classroom, go to the toilet, and then like get a hold of like what just happened with the.
That is true. Effectively,
what do you reckon?
He knows this. Well, he's going to do that with the next class, or in this case, since every 2 classes they have a break.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I am definitely going to have to... By the way, chalk, like, scattered all over his head.
There you go. So he could be like, sir, I need to go to the toilet to wash this off. And then that's where he goes and just gets his faculties.
Given that the teacher's normally a hard ass, in this case, he can't really ask the teacher. Otherwise, he risks another chalk to the face.
Okay, so
even harder than last.
So he sits there internally. Does he talk to himself? Because I know in some
effectively, yeah, he's like, okay.
Like if we had on the screen coming up, because I know that you like subtitles. What would his thoughts be subtitling?
Okay, I am definitely going crazy. I definitely need way more sleep than normal. Why does my head feel a lot better all of a sudden?
What else?
Status menu.
Can he actually see the interface now, or is he...
The interface disappeared seconds later.
Okay. So he still might be in a position
he's
where...
He's still in shock, effectively.
Yeah, he's in shock, and he's like, I'm not even sure if I actually saw that or I was hallucinating.
Yes. And
anything else he would say to himself?
He's like, no way, this is true.
No way, this is true.
Status. And the whole thing shows up. Yep. And he's like...
You got 3.5 minutes.
Yes, I know. Status. Okay. HP's a little low.
Oh, and he's never... Can I just interrupt? He hasn't seen this before, so he's still shocked, but there's a sense of familiarity because he spent so long with his friends.
Well, no, he spent so much time gaming, manga, and otherwise that he actually knows what all this means, game-wise, but...
Yep. So, yeah, he's suddenly like, oh, this is all familiar, but I'm still a bit freaked out.
He's like...
And he can read the stuff. Yep.
Let's just skip... What's Unity for?
Unity? Oh, is that on the...
Yeah, it's one of the stats, and it's out of 1. It's like... Okay, don't skip the tutorial.
Oh, there's a tutorial in there.
Tutorial.
He could be doing tutorials when he's meant to be getting tutored in class. And he just stands there, he sits there in class looking blankly at the teacher. And then actually doing the tutorials in his interface.
Effectively, he's like, where's the tutorial, damn it?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got another question. What does it look like? Because I know with a lot of VR and stuff, like you've got to move your hands to operate.
Well, he doesn't need to move his hands since
it's all mental.
It's mentally operated. He just thinks it, like he verbalizes the word in his head, and it activates. He could do it verbally himself, but it's mostly a mental.
Yeah. But I think there's often, if that is the case, which it is because you just said it, there's often still evidence that someone is in a different interface because of their concentration face. So the teacher, there might be a whole lesson going on where the teacher's asking questions and got the chalk loaded, ready to throw another one.
Yeah, the teacher has packets ready for days. Yeah. Anyway, so he's going through the system, and by the way, do you want me to reveal the Act 3 now or at the build-up point?
I know, but that person in the background's annoying me, but...
Build-up point?
Up to you. You got 2 minutes left.
Anyway, so he's like, I can't work with this. Okay, let's just exit.
Exits the interface.
Yeah, he's like exit, clear.
Is there
deactivate? Okay, that's it.
Is there a fear that he won't be able to? Because it's sort of novel, and he's like, oh, this is interesting. I might not be able to get back into it. Is there a fear in him of that?
Effectively, he's like, no, he thinks that he got this now. He has to be a superhero, or at least it has to stick. Otherwise, I'm insane.
Yeah.
Nope, my HP went down by 1 point. That's concerning.
Shit.
Yeah, boy.
Why do you reckon it might have went down?
Well, he's thinking, chalk can kill me. What the hell could normal people do? Jesus Christ.
Oh, the chalk took him down a level.
Took them down 1 HP. And he has 2 total, so he's at 1 left.
Oh, shit. So HP is not like... Is that something that can grow? Like you can have
effectively, in this case, since he assumes that Constitution increases stats because
He's
read D&D before.
So he was also into D&D. So,
yeah, a little.
Oh, now it's making sense. Manga, anime, D&D. Gotcha.
Yeah. And that's 40 minutes.
That's 40 minutes? Cool. Well, I think that's a good start of the story. It sounds like it's going somewhere. And what I'm looking forward to in the future is talking about, I like your opinions of stuff, like when there's already a world made, and then you just tell me about it, so you don't have to make it up. Because what we're doing now is like gameplay storytelling.
Indeed.
There's other things we can do as well, but I really like... Do you like where this story's going?
Yes, I really do. It's already starting off to be good, and also he is indeed afraid of HP dropping. His HP is health pool hitting 0.
I thought HP was a type of sauce.
What?
Isn't HP a type of sauce?
No.
Or horsepower?
No.
Or jalapenos?
Crying out loud, Allan.
Okay.
But yes, HP for him in his game is mental. In his mental state, he believes if he reaches 0, well, game over.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the next installment of that story. We might have to go to a quieter place. This is like the noisiest quiet place I've ever bloody seen.
Anyway, so I will be making some updates on the character sheet later. But
so you got a character sheet for Morgan?
Yes, it's already done. I just need to finalize some new updates, given that
so it sounds a little bit like D&D.
Yes, except it's not exactly. Effectively, he doesn't get his bonuses until after each game.
Okay, and it sounds like there's not too many like dungeony sort of things in there.
No, effectively the only way he can get stronger is by actually training or by dealing with specialized missions.
Sounds good. We might talk about the first mission next one.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you subscribe to our awesome podcast that doesn't have a name yet.
Okay.
And anything else before we go that's not about the character?
Have a good day and enjoy life.
Enjoy life. Maybe that can be the name for our podcast. Guess not.
Fine. Fine. Let's go for it.
Should I beatbox this out?